Morning everyone, afternoon, evening, whatever you may be, whatever time you're watching. Today I thought I would do something a bit different and show everybody my magic book collection. It's not huge. I'm going to talk about some other magic books that I have access to, possibly later on in the video, but without further ado, on with the books. So the first one I bought, excuse me, was Royal Road to Card Magic. Quite a tough read in my opinion. All the spectators are male. Women didn't apparently exist in the 1950s, or if they did, they were, I don't know, stayed at home I guess, but yeah. So it's quite a hard read because of the differences in the ages. I mean, I'm in my late 40s. 1951 published for the first time. So very good book for the beginner. It kind of jumps around a little bit. Everyone says, a lot of people say, "Oh, this is one of the Bibles to get if you're getting into magic," which is why I got it. But it's, I say, regardless of the writing style, it does jump around quite a lot. So that was the first one I got. Started reading it. I thought, so I went on to Harry Lorraine. The Magic Book. Hello, is that your card? Matrix Magic, free advertising. The Magic Book by Harry Lorraine. Now this isn't just about cards. There's a lot about cards. I don't remember the majority of the stuff in here, but there's stuff with coins, there's stuff with strings, hankies, that kind of stuff. I've just seen him, he's palming a card. I didn't think he did that. Clearly he does. Yeah, there you go. So there's the palm. So quite a good book. Yeah, the palm, two methods. I have read that from front to back. Again, it's a slightly older style of writing to what people might be used to in this day and age, but very good book, The Magic Book. I then just got a random mishmash of magic books, mainly card books. I think my next book possibly was Close Up Magic. Now I got some of these from, I had like some W.H. Smith's vouchers, shit like that from holiday, birthday, Christmas, whatever. So I'd rather than ask people to get me the actual books, because I don't want people to go, "Oh, let's see a magic trick." I'd ask for vouchers and then get the books from bookshops or online or whatever. Close Up Magic Secrets, it's okay. I'm not overly impressed with it. I'll have to read it again, to be honest. I wasn't enthralled first time I read it. The other ones, I say this isn't in order. I've also got Modern Coin Magic by J.B. Bobo. Now, if people are wondering why these are covered, I've covered them with paper. One, to protect the book because they're softbacks, or in this case with plastic because I did that at work. And it just A, protects the book, and B, stops nosy buggers going, "Oh, what you reading? Or seeing it's a book on cards or coins. Oh, show us a trick." I can't be asked with all that kind of stuff. If I want to show people a trick, I'll ask them if they want to see a trick rather than them telling me when to do a trick. And the way I covered them, I put a big enough sheet of paper, wrapped it round, folded it down on each side, a bit like you can see here, just in case anyone's wondering, and taped it around, not adhering it to the book. Put another piece of paper then there, so it held both pieces back in place, and then I could put the protective cover on place. And I also slipped a bit of cardboard in as well on the back, I think, of that one. On the front as well, it's a bit of cardboard just to make the book a little bit stiffer. Bit anal, but hey ho, that's what I do. So yeah, Bobo's Modern Coin Magic, very, very good. Haven't really got through that yet. And these are the ones that you would see any of the YouTubers in. Oh, fuck's sake. Sorry about that. So, that anybody in the Magic community, Chris Ramsey, 52 Cards, whoever talks about getting books, these are the books that they mainly talk about. Scarney on card tricks, haven't touched it yet. I buckled in the end, I went for the expert at the card table, haven't touched it yet. And these are books that I got from W.H. Smith online, Blackwell's online, who take the book tokens as well. So if you don't really want people to know what you're getting, you can do card tricks, ask for some book tokens and order them online, because you can use those book tokens, national book tokens, you can use online at Blackwell's, and they've got quite a good range. Expert Card Technique, again untouched. The problem is with books, I find YouTube that I'm uploading to takes up too much time. I am finally getting saturated now with videos. I've got a 32 gigabyte memory card that's almost full. I've downloaded various stuff onto OneDrive. There's probably another 20-30 gigs on OneDrive, and it's just too much to watch. And I grew up with books, so I do enjoy, well, fiction normally, but I don't mind reading books. Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, again untouched. I have got the paperback version of this somewhere, just so I could take it to work, because I don't like to let my books get wrecked. Makes them look messy. So Encyclopedia of Card Tricks. Moving on to something a little bit more advanced, I then got, on the recommendation of 52 Cards, The Art of Astonishment, book 1, book 2, and the unopened book 3. I've read 1 and 2. I haven't done any of the magic in them. I just have this bedtime reading. I'll read, one or two of his ideas and his bits and pieces, his pieces of strange, shall we say, before bed. And I've had these for quite a few months now. Got this one back in March, I think it was, on my birthday. These cost around about, I think they're about 30 quid. Free Post Magic. I got that one from, I think I might have got them all from Free Post Magic actually. However, I did also buy a second book 1, and this is what I'm talking about the jacket cover. All I've been doing with book 1, and then book 2, I transfer the jacket cover onto book 2, is read these at bedtime. Don't take them out in the house, don't take them out of the house, don't take them in the garden, don't take them anywhere. And look what's happened just being in my bedroom. Now, it was a little bit warped at the bottom anyway. When I bought it, it was like £9 out on eBay, it was used. But you can see what's happened to the top. Me being as careful as possible, and it still got ripped. So that's why I bought the second one, and I should transfer the cover onto book 3 when I open book 3. Very informative, very interesting, very enjoyable reading. He's got a nice sense of humour, Paul Harris has. He was way before his time, in my opinion. But it was good that he was, because he was kind of at the forefront of making magic more accessible to people, rather than, men in capes and all this kind of stuff. And he does look, I think I mentioned this before, he can tend to look a little bit awkward when he's trying to do some of his comedy stuff on the videos. If you've seen him on YouTube, don't let that put you off. He is a phenomenal magic, what's the word? Inventor, I guess. And he writes fantastically well in those books. I also really enjoy David Regal. I like his style and his sense of humour. And again, unopened as yet. I've had these for probably 6-7 months. Free Post Magic, again, I bought these from. Now, every now and again, Free Post Magic will do, 2 or 3 times a week, he does this huge daily deal discount of up to 60% off. And I like David Regal anyway, and one of the days he was doing Constant Fooling number 2 for, I think they're normally about £28, £29, and he was doing it for like £11. I thought, well, I haven't got book 1, but I'll have book 2 at that price. And it's called Free Post Magic because it's free postage. So £11 for that tome. Awesome. And then lo and behold, he did book 1 a few days later. Same price, 11 quid. So that's why I've got those two. But I really like David Regal. Again, he's a fantastic guy who's invented lots and lots of stuff. But he has a lovely laid-back style as well. Watch his YouTube stuff on the Magic Castle. But before then, I had this Approaching Magic. And I think I had this for Christmas off the missus. Huge, thick book. So it's not just about card tricks, but there is a lot of card tricks in there. And other stuff as well. Not just card tricks. But it's about how he approaches magic, which is why it's called Approaching Magic. I've barely read it, and you can see it's always so starting to get ripped. You know, it is what it is. There's a little line down there, which is obviously somebody has cut it. It wasn't me. Cut it to open it. But the first trick I looked at, it mentioned just off the cuff 2 sleights you had to do, and I had no idea what they were at the time. One was the half pass, and one was the Christ pass. I still don't know what the Christ pass is. I haven't looked it up, to be honest. I kind of know what the half pass is now, but when I opened the book, the very first trick he does, just an off-the-cuff remark. So at that moment, and at this moment, it is too advanced for moi. But it's something I shall enjoy reading in the future. And then, if anybody saw an unboxing a couple of months ago, excuse me, you'll know I bought Drawing Room Deceptions by Guy Hollingsworth. I was watching the Chris Ramsey video and Magic Orthodoxy, and they talked about how good it was. I was quite surprised at the size of it. I thought it'd be the bigger ones, like that kind of size, but it's not. So it's a little bit easier to hold in the hand. I like this matte finish, so you haven't got a jacket on it to get ripped. But again, it's untouched, as you can see. This one wasn't cheap. This one I had to buy from America. Couldn't even find this on eBay in the UK. Not even on eBay, for heaven's sake. No Amazon, nor any of the magic shops that I normally go to. None of them had this. I got this from Mike Cavaney. I have done an unboxing on it and talked about it. Great website if you're after some magic, particularly magic books. Mike Cavaney, Caveney. So I check. Okay, I'm not sure what I've got to. I think I told you got this from Mike Cavaney. So I've done an unboxing on it. It was £50 from the US. Can't get it in the UK or anywhere in Europe. So I had to go to the US and pay to play, as it were. And that's my magic book collection. I do have a bunch more on my tablet, which I have downloaded as PDFs. I personally prefer the tangible feel of books. Some of them are actual PDFs, some of them you can clearly see that they've been scanned. But the books that majority of those books, I've got about 40 of them. A lot of them now you can't buy anyway. They're all only on the used market. And 2 of those books I managed to get, download, and I'm working through one of them. It's more about the theory of magic, the presentation of magic, and the presentation of the, whatever if you want to call magician, conjurer, illusionist, whatever you mentalist, whatever you want to call yourself. To buy that book, it's only available on the used market now. So the author no longer has any monetary interest in that book. They've had that from all the sale of the books originally. So these books now, not this one, that particular book, recently on eBay went for £140. Yeah. and the other book that this person did went for over £90 used. So moralities aside, the website has a small charge, monthly charge, and you can download up to 3. I'm not going to talk anymore because it'll promote the website. It's up to you to find it and up to you to think about your morals or the legality of it. I've looked into the legality of it, and there is some obscure US law that covers it, so I'm relatively happy. I'm relatively happy as long as it's books that are no longer in print. This book is on there. Draw New Deceptions. However, would I have bought this book, or would I have got the free one off this website? I'd like to think I would have still bought the book. But there's a niggling voice in my head that says, no, you wouldn't, you lying bastard. You would have took it off a PDF and read it on your tablet. I prefer the tangible feel of books and paper. I haven't got a Kindle, but I will read the odd thing on my tablet or my phone. The reason why I got the other 2 books, they say you can't get them now, and £200 or £230 for 2 used books, regardless of how good they are. Nah, not in my opinion. I'm reading the first one. Is it worth 140 quid? No. To be honest, it's interesting. It's an interesting insight into what this person thinks of presentation, etc. People of you who are experienced will probably work out the person I'm talking about. As I say, it's one of the most sought after books. That's why it's so expensive. But it's no longer in print. You can't buy it, so I don't have any trouble downloading that, as I'm still paying a certain amount for it to be able to read it. Would I do it on current books in print? I'd like to think I wouldn't, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'd like to think I wouldn't. So that is my magic book collection. I know this is YouTube, and I have a lot of books here to get through, and the problem with YouTube is they send you recommendations. And you sit there, and before you know it, an hour and a half of your life has gone past, and you've gone, what am I doing? And you've gone through the 6 or 7 videos, whereas you could have been reading a book and probably getting information sticking in your head a lot more. So, magic books, magic books, magic books. This is what the video was about. Don't know why I said it 3 times. Hoping a magic book will materialise like the Candyman, but hasn't yet. I hope you enjoyed that video, peeps. Bit long, bit rambly, but I just thought I'd share with you my collection of books. I showed you my card collection a few weeks ago. More card reviews on the way. So, keep this channel subscribed to. Tell your friends and colleagues. Nah, who cares? I'll do this as much for my enjoyment as yours. I enjoy making these videos. Okay, peeps, so I'm going to leave you with that one. Thank you all for watching once again. Take care. And I'll see you all next time with some more cards. Bye bye.